Hello children, today we are going to start Political Science class 12, continuation of chapter 4. Today's topic is rigid constitution. What is rigid constitution? The rigid constitution is one which cannot be easily amended. Its method of amendment is difficult. For amending it, the legislature has to pass a proposal by specific and large majority of 2/3 or 3/4 or an absolute majority of votes. For passing or amending an ordinary law, the legislature passes the measure by a simple majority of the members present. The constitutional law is considered the fundamental or supreme law of the land. It is regarded as the basic will of the sovereign people and hence can be amended only by a special procedure requiring the passing of the amendment proposal by a big majority of votes, followed by rectification by the people in a such mechanism. The example of rigid constitutions are the USA Constitution and Switzerland Constitution and Russia Constitutions. Now we are going to read merit and demerit of rigid constitution. So what is the merit of rigid constitution? Point 1. A rigid constitution is a source of stability in administration. Secondly, it maintains continuity in administration. Thirdly, it cannot become a tool in the hands of the party exercising the power of the state at a particular time. Fourthly, it prevents autocratic exercise of powers by the government. And finally, a rigid constitution is ideal for a federation. Now we are coming back to demerits of the rigid constitution. Point 1. The chief demerit is a rigid constitution is that it fails to keep pace with fast changing socio-economic environment and needs. Secondly, because of its inability to change easily, it hinders the process of social and political development. Thirdly, it can be a source of hindrance during emergencies. Fourthly, its inability to change easily can be lead to revolts against the government. And finally, a rigid constitution is a source of conservativeness. It becomes old very soon. It fails to keep pace with times. Thus, there are both merits and demerits of rigid constitution. The decision whether a state should have a rigid constitution be taken on the basis of the needs and wishes of society. No hard and fast rule can be laid down as to whether a state should have a flexible or rigid constitution. Now worksheet 5. Number 1, what is rigid constitution? Number 2, discuss the merits and demerits of a rigid constitution. Thank you. You must do it. All these questions in your exercise copies and submit it when the school will reopen.